Are you all here? Experts are eugonics, transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, be reacting to what the screencasts on YouTube and even art theory. Responsive comments I made against the TV and lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. Also, it is Memorial Day, so where my brother is sleeping, catching some sleep. So you want to hear him snoring in the background. Let's continue on here. Someone says, so yeah, this is comments from my comic on DeviantArt, still there. Dysphoria is fear. As like our hero tells Dysphoria that the things it is worried about are just part of being an adult. With valid disguised fear, has a few more tricks up his sleeves. And someone says, so people, they are basically saying people with disorders are valid. It's just stop being afraid. Like, no. Saying people who are dealing with fear need to learn to trust God. That'll help them stop being afraid. Of course, they don't like hearing that because, of course, God's saying what they're doing is wrong and they need to stop that, but they don't want to do that. So that's how it goes. Next. So the Bible is truly amazing, huh? I guess then my heckler says, hey, if you squint, turn your head sideways and don't bother reading it at all. It's a great book, smiley face, emoji. And then someone says, you don't read it at all. It cannot be considered great. And like someone else said, my heckler says, if you ignore the inconsistencies, because the different authors, the murder documented in there, the assault documented in there, and the torture, and the fact that the Old Testament depicts God as a childish, temperamental bully, who owns everything, who would sooner flood the entire planet than change a few people's minds. When we can again, someone says that's untrue. Well, really? I guess the part of the Bible where God flooded the entire planet didn't happen. We get smiley face emoji, and the person says, God flooded it because sinners like you kept making the world awful. And then the heckler says, yeah, and it was just about the most pointless way to fix his F off. Because, of course, they blame God for the issues that man is dealing with. The mistakes that man made, they blame God for. Right? The F up that he couldn't, that he could have thought up. If I were God, lowercase g, I would have snapped my fingers and poofed all the sinners away rather than killing all the innocent people, too. But hey, none of that stuff actually happened because I say it never happened. So, so yeah, none of that stuff happened because it happened and it's real and I have to obey it. So that happened. I say, well, yes, it helps fight all kinds of fear. It's beautiful, brother, says the other person. Thank you. Someone says, you're welcome. Like someone else says, really, this piece of stuff. Because I go rid of that word. And I say, well, the battle against dysphoria / fear. Dysphoria, brackets fear. I'm glad they used the Bible to fight against it. I don't like that. Yeah, you're using a book. A book, dude. Very important book. Dude, grow up. It's 2019. Doesn't matter what year it is. If you're still stuck in the 1800s, you need to grow your butt up through lies. People have changed since then. No, they haven't. You're never in the eight mind to be targeting or be targeting others because they are different beliefs from you, through lies. That's called bigotry, and people will beat you up for it. Like, I will consider myself blessed, I say. Matthew 5:10-12 says, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sakes, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. 11 says, blessed are you when they revile, persecute you, and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. So they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Also, everyone uses books for what I believe in. Mine just tells a different side of history than yours. It shows that people have not changed since the beginning of time. Our technology has changed. People still act the way they always did. Fearfully. There you go. And the person says, well, what's funny is that you're using ancient texts as his strategy. Like my ancient text. Ignore that. Isn't that just retarded? No, it's not. No, you also use ancient texts as a way of life as a defense. Mine is about resisting fear, while yours is about giving it, accepting it. Yeah, you can't resist fear. Yeah, you can. The Bible says to resist fear. It's normal emotion, but it's fear. It's wrong emotion. It's an emotion of bandits. You gotta stay away from that. That's like that. You're resisting the urge to show an emotion. It's ridiculous. No, it's not. It's important to do that. I say, what is it? Ephesians 4:26 says, be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down in your anger wrath. This means that you can feel an emotion, but you can choose what to do about it. You can resist the urge to act on it or give in. Also, the Bible has many verses commanding us not to fear. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Yeah, we get in with the Bible. That's what you do. 10. It's an amazing way of life. They aren't happy with that, of course, again, because the Bible keeps saying, telling them that what they're doing is wrong. People who follow the Bible keep telling them what they're doing is wrong. And instead of being like, oh, you're right, maybe you're right, they're like, no, you must be wrong because I don't like that. I've always changed. I've always stuff. Well, that's not valid at all to me. Bible verses aren't valid because I say they are. It's like, of course, I say what I'm doing is wrong. So, yeah, that's why they're invalid. And I said, only if you believe they are. I do not. So they're good for me. Like, yeah, sure. Have fun living a life in a delusion. Yeah, this truth stuff of yours instead of the delusion of our life stuff. Yeah, male, female isn't decided on actual scientific things, on actual physical things. It's emotion, right? No. Anyone? Some people don't give a F about the Bible. Most of your proof is biased. They say it's biased. I say by belief, but you have to admit, people kill themselves because they menstruate is not okay. The first says, you have to admit, people kill themselves because people like you thinking you can dictate our lives is not okay. By saying they have to tell the truth, not lie. Yeah, that's not okay, is it? Like, no, stop lying. Let's go. And I can do stuff with women if I want to. There's no law against it, except for the Bible. The only thing that violate are your beliefs, which I do not give a F about. It's like that is a dangerous way to live, I say to that person. And the person says, it's not a dangerous way to live. Totally, yes, 1%. If I'm obviously still alive and healthy, so good. All sexual acts have a tendency to cause health problems, so you should quit while you're ahead. Then they all cause health problems. Yeah, they do. Oh boy, do they. If I'm still fine, obviously not. Then how come so many have died from it? A legitimate question. Person says, many people die from sex acts in general, whether it's homosexual or heterosexual. You're not supplying enough proof, other than, of course, the stuff that you're going to supply. And I say, how about this? This thing. This stuff is bad news. Go to a website, to link to a website talking about how this, the statistics for homosexual and transgender people's deaths are much higher than heterosexual. So it's like, dude, that's a crappy online article. That's true. If the internet said unicorns exist, you probably believe it. No, different story. Go. God does exist. There's somebody. I'm sorry, but reciting scriptures from a book does not, doesn't make your point valid, because I say it doesn't. Ignore the fact that you've seen in real life. Ignore that. And I said, keep reading pages. I'll show more evidence in the next pages. I read your awfully dry comics. I'm sorry, but the Bible doesn't have sufficient evidence to make your point valid to me. So then a heckler comes along and says, first of all, I can hardly read the text in the comic. Then the person says, second, when I finally figured out what you're trying to convey through that chicken scratch writing, I figured out you don't know what evidence is. If you figured it out, then it's readable. So don't bother. This guy is arguing. This guy is a retard, because I say he is. Ignore the fact that that's not what it is. Not what he is. That is the understatement of the century. Understatement indeed. All we have is insults. So use the insults. Get them. Get him with truth. Get him with insults. The person says, worst part about him is that he's too caught up in his own butt. He'll completely ignore the fact that not everybody shares his views. Like, the worst part is he faves the one with his faves. One has it conveniently removed, through lies, conveniently removed. Don't look at his face. Yeah, ignore the truth. Go for his face. Don't look at his face. That's what they'll say. His faves are bad, but don't look at them, because you'll see they're not bad. Oh my gosh, this guy a pedophile or something? I think so, sadly, through no evidence at all. That's effing disgusting. They're just like, trust me, the guy's too blind by obsession with getting in touch with a mythical being. He's not educating himself on how others should be treated through lies. If I cuss with every time he sins, I do not. Can you on here? Wow, eyewitness accounts are no longer evidence now? That's news to me. But I bet they're useless. There they are, I'll bet they are, unless they're from the Bible. Double standard cough. I say. This person says, eyewitness accounts were never evidence to begin with. Yeah, they were. All the time. Even this dude is like saying, eyewitness accounts. I through my own experiences in life, I feel better doing this nasty stuff. I could make up any crazy stuff I wanted and claim I witnessed it with my own eyes. Eyewitness accounts are mostly useless, like I say, unless Charles Darwin or Richard Dawkins made them, of course. Yep. Next. Some women are she's, dip dude, they're he's. Actually, I say only my feelings, not counted according to science. Like feelings not counted according to science. And this kind of misunderstanding of science that leads to unethical human experimentation. Rational scientists think feelings do not count. They do. Sorry. Oh, I say I'll still be sewing chimp legs and dog bodies, and if I make severed heads, you're once wrong once again because I say you are. Feelings do not count according to science, but not always mean what natural does. That's why they don't sew body parts into things.